It is difficult to find happiness within oneself, but it is impossible to find it anywhere else. Honor has not to be won, it must only not be lost. Politeness is to human nature what warmth is to wax. In action a great heart is the chief qualification. In work, a great head. Money is human happiness in the abstract, and so the man who is no longer capable of enjoying such happiness in the concrete sets his whole heart on money. Compassion is the basis of morality. Happiness consists in frequent repetition of pleasure. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Each day is a little life, every waking and rising a little birth, every fresh morning a little youth, every going to rest and sleep a little death. The first 40 years of life give us the text, the next 30 supply the commentary on it. There is no doubt that life is given us, not to be enjoyed, but to be overcome, to be got over. Because people have no thoughts to deal with, they deal cards and try to win one another's money. Idiots. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Truth that is naked is the most beautiful, and the simpler its expression the deeper is the impression it makes. If you want to know your true opinion of someone, watch the effect produced in you by the first sight of a letter from him. The discovery of truth is prevented more effectively, not by the false appearance of things present and which mislead into error, not directly by weakness of the reasoning powers, but by preconceived opinion, by prejudice. The greatest achievements of the human mind are generally received with distrust. One should use common words to say uncommon things. It's the niceties that make the difference. Fate gives us the hand, and we play the cards. Reading is merely a surrogate for thinking for yourself, it means letting someone else direct your thoughts. Mostly it is loss which teaches us about the worth of things. Almost all of our sorrows spring out of our relations with other people. Journalists are like dogs, whenever anything moves they begin to bark. There are 80,000 prostitutes in London alone, and what are they, if not bloody sacrifices on the altar of monogamy? Suffering by nature or chance never seems so painful as suffering inflicted on us by the arbitrary will of another. Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world. All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as self-evident. Change alone is eternal, perpetual, immortal. The business of the novelist is not to relate great events, but to make small ones interesting. Man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills. Life is a constant process of dying. Great men are like eagles, and build their nest on some lofty solitude. Treat a work of art like a prince, let it speak to you first. A high degree of intellect tends to make a man unsocial. A sense of humor is the only divine quality of man. The business of the novelist is not to relate great events, but to make small ones interesting. To free a person from error is to give, and not to take away. A man's delight in looking forward to and hoping for some particular satisfaction is a part of the pleasure flowing out of it, enjoyed in advance. But this is afterward deducted, for the more we look forward to anything the less we enjoy it when it comes. You are lonely not because no one needs you, but because you don't seem interesting to yourself. The person who writes for fools is always sure of a large audience. Religion is the masterpiece of the art of animal training, for it trains people as to how they shall think.